is Head On here on Shaw TV. I'm your producer and host, Ian Holmes, delving into the issues that really matter here on mid-Vancouver Island. And today we examine one of Nanaimo's iconic features, the Waterfront Trailway in Nanaimo. Beautiful as it is now, but there's a real potential and plan at City Hall to extend this trailway, potentially the plan uninterrupted from the Departure Bay area by the 7-Eleven convenience store south all the way down into the Nanaimo River Estuary area. That's the ultimate goal, and there are actually some things happening now to spruce up aspects of that trailway. For some context on this particular issue, we have Nanaimo Mayor John Ruttan and also the city's General Manager of Community Services, Tom Hickey, to provide some insight here today on Shaw TV. Lots coming up on the program here. We'll get into the details on the potential extension, the value of an extended waterfront trail here in Nanaimo. What does that mean for locals in terms of mobility, increasing tourism in Nanaimo, overall waterfront enhancement in Nanaimo, a couple big hotels coming into downtown Nanaimo. How does that fit into the equation? And also improving access to Newcastle Island. How does that fit into the mold of bolstering Nanaimo's downtown area and that waterfront walkway trail corridor? Tom, thanks so much for coming on the program. Also you, Mayor Ruttan, thanks for making time, gentlemen. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Tom, I'll start with you. This overall broad plan, an ambitious plan, I might add, to get this trail uninterrupted from Departure Bay down to the Nanaimo River Estuary south of downtown. How ultimately can this happen?
I think it is a longer-term plan. It's going to take a lot of community engagement and a lot of work with council and the various neighborhood areas to make this happen. Okay, and this certainly, Mayor Ruttan, I mean, what a jewel in the crown of Nanaimo. With this one day, it's going to take some time potentially, as Tom indicated, but man, this would be just huge for Nanaimo, wouldn't it?
You know, it's amazing the number of people that use that walkway every day now. 400, 500, 600 people every day are on that walkway, and if we can extend it all the way to Departure Bay, it'll be an icon in itself. There'll be lots of use on it and more people all the time. It will be something impressive for Nanaimo.
It is a long-term vision. This was nailed down in the 2012 strategic plan that the city came out with, a major pillar in that plan. Tom, let's start with Departure Bay. We have some graphs to aid the process for our viewers here at home. And so this starts at Departure Bay, and there's going to be some immediate improvements in the relatively near future. What can you tell our viewers about that?
Yes, recently, as Mayor Ruttan will know, the council passed money to provide for some improvements at the Departure Bay itself, where the trail currently exists. That trail has some slope to it now, and so we've worked with the Departure Bay Neighborhood Association on improvements for that area, and we have now spent some time with the Synonymics looking at, again, are there any archaeological issues, and we'll soon be working with the province to get their permission. The key on this trail is some improved lighting. Then there's a slope currently on that trail, and we'd like to flatten that slope out and make sure that it's much more walkable.
And there you have on your screen, that's the broad context of the plan. And to the right side of your screen is what Tom was referring to, right by the Kinhut and Departure Bay, the beach, leveling out that trail. And there's a look at the broad aspect of the plan. So from there, we head our way south here, Tom, and now we move towards the Solaire subdivision. There you have a peek at that leveling that's going to happen in Departure Bay. And our next slide here coming up now will really get into that the details. There's the slope aspect that you can see on your screen now. That will be leveled out, and that's something that local residents and people around Nanaimo will really appreciate.
That'll be happening this year, Tom.
Yes, we're looking to do that in the fall.
All right, so here's the portion. This is the Randall Place and Battersea Road area. So what's the plan? What are we looking at here, Tom?
Well, that's the long-term idea of extending the walkway right from Departure Bay right through to the downtown. So these are now the areas that we have to work upon. At Battersea, there's a road right-of-way there where we can utilize some of that road right-of-way to put a riprap trail in that area, much like a sidewalk, in fact, fronting the beach. And as we extend on, as you'd see in the next slide, then there's about a kilometer of trailway that is on the foreshore there that we need to establish different ideas for routing and to work with the community again to so that the city can obtain the riparian rights or the right ownership there to have that trail built.
This is a critical slide on your screen right now. The Solaire division, there are riparian foreshore rights, aren't there, Tom? There's some challenges from City Hall's perspective to get this trail through?
Yes, that's correct, and we do need to work with the landowners and determine a long-term strategy for that area.
And that blue line through the middle of your screen indicating that that's a potential trail not existing at this time. We head up towards, that's the Departure Bay Ferry Terminal. You're looking at your screen right now, and how does this hook in from the Solaire subdivision below that up to the ferry terminal, Tom?
Yes, so if you were to visit the ferry terminal, you'd see up on the hill, we've actually have a 4-meter wide trail established right from Departure Bay, the road into the ferry terminal through to the beachfront, and you can walk down the stairs and get onto the beach and walk to the creek up beyond that. Also with the ferry terminal's upgrades, you can now bike and walk right to the ferry terminal itself, linked into the Harbourfront Trail that extends through by Miller's Pub in that area.
All right, heading south, our next slide up on the screen here, gentlemen. This is the Newcastle Channel area. There's a number of the old shipyard that's transitioning now, and you have some marinas, and this is some fragmented pieces within the trail here, Tom.
That's right, Ian, and we are working with the Port Authority as there are leases that come due, or if there's any new development, that the Port Authority is getting those owners to put in trailway fronting the water. There are a couple of sections that have been added recently, though they aren't contiguous with the trailway itself, but you can use them. For now, though, we use the sidewalk on the Stewart Avenue to make that continuity.
Right, and then the next slide, we'll continue south. There's another piece as we're kind of leading into close to Maffeo Sutton Park. More of the same, Tom, connecting, getting that continuity there?
Yes, there's a project coming forward where we're working with the Yacht Club to widen the trail in that area, and that is a real popular section from the Yacht Club through downtown. We get, as Ruttan says, many hundreds of people walking that trail on a daily basis, and again, a very popular way to spend time in the downtown.
Mayor Ruttan, getting these portions of the trail as we head more towards the cruise ship terminal area, and of course there's the established zone that we have in Maffeo Sutton Park, which is very well established, but having the portion to the south, getting that consolidated and really firmed up and solidified, that could be pretty big, couldn't it, in terms of getting more people downtown, improving just mobility and just getting people that free-flowing movement pedestrian-wise into the downtown area?
Absolutely, and you know, the message I think is that in the wintertime we're talking 300, 400, 500 people. In the summertime, in the peak summer months, we can get upwards of 4,000 to 5,000 people, and when the cruise ships come and visit, and we're not going to have that many this year, but we're going to have more in the years to come, and this is going to be a very, very impressive walkway for them, where they can really enjoy the waterfront, and you know, when you look at the numbers of people that take advantage of it every day, it's pretty impressive, and it's going to build.
From the cruise ship terminal area, we'll get to this a little bit more in our waterfront enhancement theme coming up later, but Tom, can you talk about that plan to get down to the Nanaimo River Estuary? I understand that the City Hall hasn't really gone down that path just yet.
Yeah, we've got lots more to work through to even understand what the potential is to move from downtown to the estuary. We've really focused a little more attention in the last number of years on that northern section to Departure Bay.
All right, that's our first segment here on Head On. We'll take a quick commercial break and return with our next topic in terms of the value of an extended walkway trail in Nanaimo. What does it mean to people here in Nanaimo? How badly do they want to see this trail extended in Nanaimo? What they feel this would mean for the city, as we have some comments from people recently from Maffeo Sutton Park. A quick break on Head On. We'll return right after this.